Hello and welcome to Read Right Now. Believe it or not, I'm coming to you from the heart of Dublin. This is the Airfield House and Gardens here in Dundrum, an oasis of peace and calm in the middle of the city. A place to inspire you, and I'm hoping today I'm going to be inspired. And our learner too, Eileen O'Neill. I'm going to find her in just a moment. But if you want to get some information on schemes available to you in your area and a copy of the free Read Right Now workbook, reach for your phone now. The number is 1800 20 20 65. 1800 20 20 65. Guys, have you not had enough already? Here, a little bit there, look. Now I'm going to find Eileen and we leave these guys to it. Okay, here you go. Bye-bye, bye-bye, there you go. Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Lovely
Gary.
morning this too. How are you?
How are
Nice
you
to see you.
doing? Nice to see you.
And who's this lady?
This is Louise.
Hello,
She's the
Louise.
printmaker.
How are you? Nice to meet you.
Good.
What do you do here?
I'm the printmaker in residence.
The printmaker
Yes,
in residence.
Yes.
Goodness gracious me.
Yes, yes.
And what are we going to be doing today?
We're going to make an original print.
And have you ever done anything like this before?
No, I haven't never done it, and I'm hoping to learn today.
Also in today's programme we'll be learning all about text alerts, using symbols and filling in online forms, and we'll have a hint on how to use rhyming words to learn new spellings. Now what's the first thing we've got to do before we actually make the print?
We're going to take a walk around and look for some natural material that we can use as a source for making our print.
Now when you say natural materials,
We're looking for leaves, flowers, we're looking at shapes as well. We're
I
looking
see.
at petals and that type of thing. I'm going to give you a bag and
Yeah.
you can just put your bits and pieces in there and I'll meet you in the print room.
the holly leaf funny.
Oh, yes. Doesn't that look very nice?
Perfect, look at great shape on that.
Oh, that's lovely. Isn't that really nice?
Pretty dry all right, isn't it? She
Yes.
said she wanted dry.
Exactly.
It's definitely dry. Let's move on and see what else we can get. Flat is the key word, I think.
Yes.
Look,
Look at that. That's very nice.
now there's two completely contrasting shapes from nature.
Yes. So I think we'll give it a try. We'll go and see, find Louise.
Find Louise and see how we get on. Why not?
Okay.
Eileen O'Neill has lived all her life in Leixlip, County Kildare. Her return to education has come some 40 years after her childhood experience of school.
I suppose I started school when I would have been 4. Like, I don't really know. But what I do remember is there wouldn't have been very good times at school. Looking back today, I wouldn't have had anything positive coming out of school. It would have been all very negative. I am told that I didn't want to go to school. I never remember going back to school after I made my confirmation. Now, I may have done, but if I did, it's a blur to me. I just don't remember. Once I wouldn't go to school, I'm sure I was said, well, if you're not going to go to school, you'll have to get work. We had heard about there was going to be a factory opening in Leixlip, and I eventually worked in that factory for over 20 years. Hunt's Associates Limited was a company, and they made bowls for smoking pipes. These are some of the bowls. I kept them down through the years, you know. And this particular one here, it was called Smooth, and the rough one was called Rustic. I can remember this machine here very well. We worked with machines like that, and that laid over there. I can remember that so well. Now, maybe it's not the same one, but it looks very much like it. There was times you did have to write, which a lot of times was just figures, but you did have to write in the names of the bowls that was coming through. I would have been really very shy, I suppose, or I don't know what, if someone came and stood behind me when I'd be writing. So I always made sure that if I did have to write the names of the pipes, that I would do it when I'd be on my own or get someone else to do it for me. Although I stayed for over 20 years, now when I think of it, I must have needed my head examined. I have a little part-time job. It's only for a couple of hours on a Saturday. It's a vegetable shop. Horrible day, isn't it? Oh my God.
Dreadful. Winter's arrived.
Oh yeah, sure is. Miserable. I love meeting customers and having a chat and a laugh, because I'm a real chatterbox when I get going. I don't have a problem today in spelling satsumas or plums. One time I would have never written a sign on front of anybody. You know, today now it doesn't bother me.
See if you can finish this phrase. The rain in Spain. I bet most of you said the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. Why is that? It's probably because some of the words rhymed with each other. Rain, Spain, main, plain, which makes them easier to remember. Rhyming words can also be a great way of learning to spell words. Have a listen now to some more rhyming words and at the same time look carefully at how they're spelled. Plum and drum, mint and print. Each of these pairs of words has the same sound at the end. In other words, they rhyme. Because many rhymes are spelled the same way, hearing and recognising rhymes can sometimes be useful for improving your spelling. If you can spell one word, chances are you can spell another word that sounds like it. There are a lot of common words that rhyme. For example, the words right, light and night all end with IGHT. If you can spell one of them, you can spell a whole list of them. The words could, would and should all rhyme and end with OULD. With all these examples, all you have to do is change the first letter. The ending is always the same. You might find it useful to make lists of rhyming words which are spelled the same at the end to help your spelling. Airfield is the former home of sisters Naomi and Letitia Overend, and the gardens, farm and restaurant have been open to the public since the 1990s. There are also various workshops on offer, and Eileen chose to try her hand at dry point etching, a type of printing, under the guidance of printmaker Louise Mead.
What we're going to do is make a composition and see what looks good together. This is our plate. This is what we're going to do our drawing on. So we might just arrange some of these and we can take different types of composition. We could say that's a composition, including that little one there. We'll use a dry point tool. It has a very sharp tip on it, so it's like a needle.
Yes.
And that'll scar into the surface of this plate. So in fact you're really just going to trace off
Like
the
the
shape.
old-fashioned tracing.
Old-fashioned tracing. But every line that you scrape in the end, in your end print, will be a black line. It'll look like a drawing.
Oh, I see.
Okay?
Yes.
So I'll let you play with the leaves and work out your composition.
When Eileen returned to education, as she had hoped, she learned a lot more about reading, writing and maths. An unexpected bonus was a newfound interest in art.
These are my paintings that I done when I was on the course in Allenwood. And this would be the very, very first painting I've ever done. And I was amazed with it, I was delighted with it. And then the daffodils, I really love those because it reminds me of the springtime. It was hard to do for me to get the daffodil because I don't know much about drawing, but I'm delighted with it. I suppose that would be one of the ones I really like. I just love those colours that are in it. If someone had told me that 2 years ago, that I would have had a painting that I got framed, I just couldn't have believed it. So I think it's wonderful, and my nieces and nephews, they all think they're marvellous.
Eileen is currently doing a VTOS course, a full-time programme where adults can take the junior or leaving cert or get other training awards. The course, her part-time job and her painting keep her busy, but she still finds time to help out in a local St Vincent de Paul shop.
Okay, girls, have you not got enough to do?
Oh my God! Oh, for God's
No, it's
sake!
never ending.
I've been doing it for a couple of years, but I'm only really a volunteer in, I suppose, in the last 6 or 8 months. I really love it, and I enjoy the banter that we do have in the back, and you meet some very interesting people, and you get some very interesting things coming in. Oh my God, my look is in. It's hand wash, or you can machine wash it. That's really nice. Now I like that. It's lovely. It's real designer looking, isn't it? Yeah, it's very nice. So Mary, I'm going to ask you to put that aside for me, and I'll get it Friday when I'm in.
Right.
Okay.
Let's throw us a few more of those things there, lad, put them in here.
Betty, I think we'll send this into Dublin, and at least then it'll be going back in for recycling.
That's right, yes.
So, I think
I'll
I'll
take it out, will you please?
I will.
Symbols are used everywhere we look, on the street, in buildings, in brochures, even on our clothes. In this reading tip, we're looking at some commonly used symbols. Symbols are a way of providing information without using words. Some examples of symbols you'll see on road signs are this one, which means no right turn, and this one, which means no parking. Many brochures, especially holiday brochures, use symbols to give information. Here's a few examples which show what is available at a holiday resort: golfing, horse riding, swimming. We even find symbols on the clothes we buy. Sometimes they're easy to understand, like this one, which means hand wash. But sometimes they're not quite so clear, like these ones. The first one means that the clothes can be dry cleaned, and this one means that you should not use bleach. So, there are some symbols where we might need to ask someone what they mean, but others are perfectly clear. What they all have in common is that they provide information without using any words. And once we become familiar with the symbol, we can understand the message.
Tell me, what did you discover when you went back to learning? What were the things you discovered that you didn't know before?
Well, I suppose I only knew the basic things. I could read pretty okay, but I was very bad at applying things on paper. So when I went back to the Return to Education programme, it was basic maths, English. I used to get letters or see letters that people had written, and you know when you'd see the full stop or these squiggly things that I would call them. Well, I had never heard of an apostrophe.
Oh, I see.
And the first day that the tutor said it, I just I couldn't believe, like...
I thought you were talking about the apostles.
Believe it or not, I did.
No,
but I did. And I laughed every time she'd mention apostrophe. It just kept coming into my mind. Now, believe it or not, I had never heard of it.
It's coming along nicely, I think.
Isn't it? Yes.
Listen, tell me about the VTOS scheme that you're on.
Oh yeah, yes. Well, you see, I qualified to go on the VTOS when I had finished on the Return to Education programme. I'm finding it very enjoyable. I'm learning a lot now about the computer, which I didn't know until I've gone there. Plus, I have an art class as well in the VTOS. Like, overall, it is quite enjoyable, and I'm settling into it now.
Oh, that looks great, Eileen. You're flying along with that.
Scratching away, Louise.
Scratching away.
Yeah.
Scratching away.
So how do you think that looks, Louise?
It looks fine. It looks fine. We can move on to the next stage now in a few minutes. I have a little bit of preparation to do with the inks and that, so maybe you'd like to have a look around. And I think you're going to meet Kathy out there.
Oh yeah, very
She's
good.
taking us to the car museum.
Oh, the car museum. That's
Yes.
great. That's great. So while you're doing that, I'll just do a little bit more preparation and we'll see you in a while.
Okay, so
Okay.
thanks very much, Louise.
Okay, no problem.
Eileen doesn't have a computer at home, so when she had wanted to make a booking for herself and Derek to visit Airfield, she went back to her local adult learning centre in Leakslip, where tutor Sheila Downey gave her a hand.
I want to look up Airfield Trust.
Right, you have the email address there.
Yes.
Just type it up here in the address
Oh yes.
box there, www.
Airfield.
That's it.
Is that it?
And you can press return or go, whichever you like.
Yeah.
There's your website for you there now. It looks nice.
So will I scroll down here or?
No, if you just click there on contact and you want an application form, is it?
I do, yes.
Click on form there.
Often when you look up a website, you'll need to fill in an online form. Say if you're asking for something to be posted to you or if you're booking a flight online. Generally speaking, forms tend to ask for the same information each time, such as your name, address and contact number. Sometimes on a form you're given a list of items to choose from. For example, here you have to put in a date. If you click on the arrow beside the first number, you are given all the dates in a month from the 1st to the 31st, and you choose the one you want. This list is called a drop-down menu. Online forms can be very long, but you don't always need to give all the information that's asked for. If we look at these two lines, we can see that there's an asterisk. That's the little symbol that looks a bit like a star beside each one. If you check at the end of the form, you can see that this means required field. This means that you must give this piece of information. Online forms aren't that difficult to use. They generally ask for the same information as other forms, and they use features like drop-down menus. Once you've tried filling out a few of them, you'll soon find that they're often easier than other types of forms. With the booking for the visit to Airfield made, it was time for Eileen to make up her mind which of the art workshops on offer she was going to attend. She went along to the Irish Art Fair in the RDS in Dublin to talk to some of the artists and get a few ideas.
Are these watercolours?
Yeah, they're watercolours. A typical watercolour is plenty of water on a plain piece of paper. So you work in layers, so you put your colour on, bleed it into the water.
And you see this effect here, like how would you get that?
Well, that's dry brush. Take plenty of colour, wring out your brush, plenty of colour on it and bring it across. So you get patches of white through and the colour going through.
Are they actual drawings?
They're all pencil work. Use graphite, pencil. This one here, for example, the original of this would have taken about 70 odd hours.
I have only started painting in the last couple of months. I do landscapes and stuff like that.
And will you take a photograph and work from that? Or
yes.
You do?
Or else maybe someone would give me a picture that they had painted,
okay.
and I would. That's the sort of thing I'm working at the minute.
That's a lovely discipline thing. You've got to have discipline to do that. The key for me is always to paint, even on days when you don't feel like it. But I say just get out there and paint. Just get on with it and do it.
This looks very interesting. What exactly is it?
This is actually a screen print by the Irish artist Frank Kiley. It's a traditional screen print where he's produced a stencil and pulled oil ink across a screen print to build it up layer after layer.
To start off, like as a beginner, would it be very hard or?
It will be worth putting the effort in to get something which is a clean, fresh, simple image. So I think it's worth trying.
Yeah, well, I think I'd actually give that a try. I think that's very nice.
It's a fabulous car museum, I must say, Kathy.
Thank you.
How many cars are in here exactly?
Well, we have 4 cars here. The Overends were very much involved in cars, vintage cars. And we have a Rolls-Royce, 1927 Rolls-Royce. We have the 1923 Peugeot.
And it's a tiny little thing.
Yes, and it was actually nicknamed the Flea.
The Flea?
The Flea because it was so small. It's only 8 horsepower.
So, Cathy, would it be possible for us to sit in one of the cars?
Of course, yes.
I'll sneak over here. I could be your chauffeur. The wheel is huge. My goodness. Now, madam, where would you like to go?
Oh, I'd love to go up to the mountains for a little track.
What is that sound? Have you got your phone on?
Oh my goodness. It's the text alert. A woman has just won a lot of money down in Cork on the lotto.
On the lotto?
Yes.
Oh, what are you doing getting a text alert?
Well, now I don't subscribe to many things, but that's one thing I do subscribe to because I really love to be kept up to date.
Fair play to you. Anyway, okay.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all right. It doesn't matter. I'm sure we'll get over it, I'm sure. There's no key, Kathy. No key.
Mobile phones are a great way of getting in touch with people, but nowadays they can be used for so much more. This Get It is about using mobile phones to receive text alerts. You may be familiar with using mobile phones to send and receive text messages, but did you know you can also use your phone to receive regular updates on subjects such as the news, the weather, or even sports? Let's look at a couple of examples. This phone uses the Vodafone service, so we go to the Vodafone website at www.vodafone.ie and sign in using the phone number and a password. Once in the website, you'll see a section on text alerts, so we click there. Here we see we can receive information on entertainment, news, and weather or sport. Let's try the news section. There are several choices here, but let's check the All News option. Like many things in life, you have to pay for the service. You do this by subscribing, and the charge varies depending on your account. The message then confirms that you have subscribed to the service. Now you will receive regular news updates on your phone in the form of text messages, like this one. Text alerts can be a useful way of keeping in touch with what's happening, but they can also be costly. So check with your phone service provider to see what alerts are available on your phone and how much you'll be charged. There was to be no drive up the mountains in a vintage car for Eileen and Derek. Instead, it was back to the print room where there was a lot more work to be done yet.
Okay, Eileen, we're ready now for the next stage of our print.
Oh, very
and
good.
This stage is where we apply the ink to the plate. Serious operation going on here.
I'm telling you.
After all that scratching now. We're going to get the ink. This is the ink over here.
Yes.
And we'll use this to apply the ink to the plate. So we're going to take a bit of ink like that and put it down onto the plate and pull it across. Okay, and we cover the whole plate. Okay, so you take that off and there's your drawing.
Hey.
Very nice.
So are you pleased with them, Eileen?
Oh yes, I think that's lovely.
Another new skill learned
Another
today.
new skill.
Lovely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've learned something new today.
And another means of communication.
Exactly.
Well, while we're waiting for these to dry and then get them framed, you can have a look back at what we covered in today's Read Right Now.
This week, our reading tip was about how sometimes symbols are used instead of words to convey information. And we see them all around us, from the no smoking signs everywhere these days to the dry clean symbol on your clothes tags. In our writing tip, we looked at how online forms are often used to gather information instead of printed forms. We saw that as well as typing in information, sometimes you can select an item from a drop-down menu. Our spelling tip explained how rhyming words like plum and drum can be a very helpful way of learning to spell new words. By learning the spelling of some words, you can also learn the spelling of words that sound the same. However, you need to be careful as sometimes words that sound the same are not spelt the same. Finally, our Get It this week was about using your mobile phone to receive text alerts on everything from sports to weather to news, as long as you're willing to pay the extra charges.
They really are nice, aren't they?
Lovely, Eileen. And it was great to be able to do them with that plastic where we could look at the composition beforehand. So when you see them on the wall now, you see it really come through to the end.
Yeah, they
It's
really
great.
do look
They're
well,
really lovely.
don't they?
Yeah.
Are you pleased with your
I'm
work?
very pleased with them.
Are they going to remain here, or are you going to take them home with you?
Oh, I'm taking them home.
Yes, dead right.
Yes,
Well, continue to admire them there, ladies, if you would. And I can tell you at home that if you want to get a free copy of the Read Right Now workbook, all you've got to do is contact Nala by phoning them on 1800 20 20 65. It's a free phone number, 1800 20 20 65. Next week, I'll be meeting a lady called Biddy McDonough from Cork, who'll give me a unique insight into her community. She'll also be explaining how communications technology can be used to promote local services and events. So until then, goodbye.
Right now.